Hi YouTube, this is my first video in a couple weeks. I just moved to my first apartment, so this is going to be the first video from there. I just got my tripod and the lights set up right, so this is really a kind of a test video, see how it's going to work, see if the lights are okay. But this is going to be a review of the Spyderco Tenacious. So this is an old knife. It's been out for a really long time. A lot of people know what it is, and a lot of people have it. It's pretty popular, and mainly popular, I think, because of the price. So I'll get into all that after I show a couple views of it. This knife's pretty old. Probably had it for about 2 or 3 years now, I think. Shows a little wear. I don't carry it too much anymore, but used to carry it a lot, so it shows a little bit of wear, so it's not brand new. Okay, so I'll go over the specs right now. The blade length is 3.39 inches. The overall length is 7.76 inches. The blade thickness is 0.12, so a little thinner than most Spydercos, like the Yojimbo and Paramilitary 2, which are a little thicker, I believe. Blade steel, 8CR13 MOV, you can see right there on the blade. And the handle length, 4.45 inches, pretty nice big sized handle. Thickness of 0.47, not super thick, under ½ inch. And the weight is 4.1 ounces. Feels a little heavy for the size, but not too heavy. Couple more things. It's got black G10. I already went over the steel. It's got a 4-way reversible pocket clip, tip up, tip down, left, right carry. Really open design, you can see. A couple standoffs and a nice tube for a lanyard. So that's really cool. It is a liner lock. So one of the cool things about this knife is you can find them for around $30 to $40. I think mine was a little more because it was a little newer, and I got it from the local knife store, which is a little more expensive than Amazon or Blade HQ. But you can find them for pretty cheap, so that's really cool. There you can see mine is off center a little, but it did come perfectly centered, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, pretty cheap, about 30 bucks. You can tell 8CR13 MOV, not very good steel, doesn't stay sharp too long. Corrosion resistances, pretty nice. I haven't had to do too much to keep it from rusting. Just a cheaper steel, a Chinese steel. The knife is built in China to save on costs. But the cool thing about it is the price and also the build quality. So even though it is only around $30 to $35, it doesn't really show that it's that cheap. This was my first Spyderco because I got it a couple years ago. This is the first, well, the second kind of modern knife I got behind the CRKT shenanigan. So this really introduced me into Spydercos. I really liked it. The build quality was nice. I loved carrying it, and it made me want to get more. So it really introduced me to them and made me like them a lot. And it was nice that I could start out with Spyderco with a nice sized knife, a nice look, nice build quality for pretty cheap. So I think that's one of the really good things that it has going for it. Also, you can use it really, it's really useful. So it's got the full flat grind, so it can comes down to a nice sharp point. The steel isn't amazing, but it can still take an edge and slice paper. It just doesn't hold it as long because of the 8CR13 MOV. but it really does feel nice in the hand. It's pretty big. This is in a line of their budget line. So there is 3 others. There's 2 more smaller ones and 1 larger one. I don't remember the names of all of them. I think there's the Persistence, which is a smaller one. There's the Ambitious, which is smaller. I don't know which one of those 2 is the smaller one. And I think the Resistance is the largest one. They all kind of look the same. They're kind of just cut down or extended a little farther. And they all look really nice. They're all around the same price. They all perform great. And I think it's a good introductory knife. So if it's what got me into knife collecting, because it was one of my first knives, and I think it did a really good job at introducing me to good quality knives. And I think it could do that to a lot of people, and probably already has. Kind of jump-started people's knife collections. If somebody wants a good knife, but they don't want to spend a lot of money because they're not really a knife collector, and their friend tells them, oh, Spyderco Tenacious, only $30, then it might really get them into the knife collecting mood, or kind of just want them to the mood to want to buy something better. So that's pretty much all I have to say about it. It's a little heavy because the thickness of the liners. I think the original ones were not skeletonized. You can't really see inside there. You can see a little bit back here, and a little, I guess if I go this way, you can see some holes in there. So they did do a little bit of weight reduction, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it originally had that, or not as much, but they still, it's pretty thick steel liners. The blade is pretty big, so it is a little heavy, kind of chunky. It's not going to be as smooth or perfect as the more expensive Spydercos like the Paramilitary 2, but it's nice for the cost. I think they did a really good job on it. It deserves to be checked out. A lot of people probably already have checked it out if you're watching this, because it's a pretty common knife. But I think it's really cool. I thought I'd do a review on it before it gets too old, because it is a pretty old knife, been out for a while, and pretty popular. So don't forget to go check out my other videos, like and subscribe. I'll be making more knife reviews now that I have everything ready in my apartment to do videos. Tell me what you think about the new lighting and everything. Thanks for watching.